did you kind of use offsites ever did that come into your role? And if so, we always ask, what are your top tips for creating a really impactful offsite as well?
I'm smiling because these are some of my fondest memories of my time at Lendable. We had some excellent offsites. We initially, our first ever one when we were a team of about 9 people. And as a finance company, it's important for us to prove through a kind of disaster recovery model that if our office burnt down, we would still be able to operate and service our customers. So we decided to do our first ever disaster recovery. I think most companies do it by everyone works from home for a day, but we were already pretty set up to work from home. We knew that wouldn't be a problem. We did it at weekends anyway. So we decided to book an Airbnb near Lisbon and go as a team to Lisbon for a week and work from there. And that evolved over time as we grew into a bigger team, and we ended up going to Malaga. It was one a year, and then we would go to Tuscany, and it was really exceptional when we were still small enough for that to just work. So we had some of our best ideas there where we were kind of stuck on some things. We would just sit around a table, and rather than be in a meeting going, we've got to solve this now, we'd be having dinner, and we would just kind of be discussing kind of how this isn't working so well. What are our options here? And that's how we came up with, for example, how we wanted to handle our OKR goal setting process moving forwards. But it didn't work for us when we became so big that just taking everyone off to Turkey for a week and expecting everyone to be able to just continue with their work as normal, it's unrealistic. So at that point, we realized that structuring offsites when you get to a certain size, so they're less about just go there and do your work as normal, but they're more about how can we use this for team bonding and really cultivating culture and fun and the creativity that comes from that, taking you out of the logical linear way is really powerful. But maybe in smaller teams, or if you're going to do it as a whole company, can you do that without needing to deliver like business as normal that day? So I would say that's kind of our experience. And then my top tips, definitely being very clear. Maybe this is a bit obvious, but being very clear on what your goal is for that offsite, but then creating a loose structure around it so that you're not treating it like you would in the office, like a really time constraint agenda where there's no space for you to just think and be and move out of your kind of linear way of thinking towards more abstract. Breathing space to look at issues that you haven't currently got solutions to. I just mentioned the OKR process. And another one that we thought was really good, worked really well for us, was encouraging employees to do someone else's job on those offsites. That worked really nicely for culture building and also for generating new innovations across the business when you have a product person doing a customer facing role, for example.